Live from downtown Baltimore, WJZ CBS News Baltimore and the Mayor's Office present the Veterans Day Parade.
Good afternoon, everyone. I guess we can say good afternoon. It is noon on this beautiful Saturday. We are live downtown here. Thank you for joining us here on CBS News Baltimore streaming. I'm Tim Williams.
And I'm Janae Wreath. Welcome to the 16th Annual Baltimore City Veterans Day Parade. It is a beautiful day, a fantastic one at that, Tim.
This is an extraordinary one. The veterans deserve this.
They
They certainly do. We're happy it is today
Yes.
because Tuesday on actual Veterans Day on 11/11, it is supposed to be raining. It's supposed to be a little cold and windy. Today, I mean, this is almost spring-like or summer-like.
Yes. And Veterans Day is always observed on November 11th, regardless of the day of the week. So Tuesday is the day where it's actually observed. But today, Baltimore's time to celebrate.
Absolutely. And we are here live. WJZ is a proud media sponsor of this event. We have stations all along the route. We're starting up at the top. The parade route, I'll give you the specifics here. The parade route starts at Washington Monument, I should say, in Mount Vernon. It comes right on down, travels south down on Charles Street. It takes a left on Baltimore Street, which is pretty much where we are. And then it heads on over, takes a left on Gay Street, ultimately ending at War Memorial Plaza, where there'll be a wreath-laying ceremony at the end.
Yes, and there's some pretty exciting stuff happening during the ceremony, a big rededication happening later on. But first, we've got to get to Stephanie Douglas, who's along the parade route.
Yeah.
And she is out there having a great time, giving us an idea of what it's like. Stephanie, what are you seeing? You look good, my friend.
Thank you so much, Janae, and Tim, good morning to you as well. I'm so excited. It's such a special day and a perfect day to celebrate our vets in, each and every branch of government. I'm here, like you said, at the top of the parade route. We're just in moments. That parade is set to take off and, again, celebrate and honor those vets here in Maryland and just all throughout the country. Now, I did have a moment to speak to some people along the parade route, and I did. WJZ friends, this is Dawn and her husband, Bob. And, I just want to talk to you guys. Is this your first time here at the Veteran Day Parade?
For me, yes. It's the very first time I've been to the parade.
Yes, very first time.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about why you guys are here and what does today mean for you guys?
Well, it's very important to us to support veterans that all have protected our freedoms. My father was a Korean War veteran, so I think it's very important to support the veterans and the freedoms of our country.
That's what I feel. I feel like our freedom comes from all the people that, served our country.
What do you guys, I know the parade didn't start yet, but is there anything that you guys are excited to see or looking forward to?
Well, it's a brand new experience. We're waiting to see just every bit of it, all the different marching bands and whoever's going to participate in the parade.
Yeah. Any?
It just brings all the excitement it's going to bring. I can't wait.
And the music and just, the celebration. I'm looking forward to it too. Thank you guys so much. I want to come over here. I'm sorry. I want to come over here, Judy, because we actually got to catch up with the vet. This is Jesse.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm so glad I got to meet you. Okay, so you told me that you're actually a veteran. Tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your first and last name?
Jesse McCoy. Right now I'm at home, retired. I'm enjoying the money from the federal government to run the rest of my life.
Uh-huh.
And I served in Vietnam 10 years.
10 years.
2 years, two tours, 13-month tours of duty in Vietnam.
Uh-huh.
Both combat duties, seeing combat action and whatnot. And thanks to the old man upstairs, I got through all of it.
Yes.
Been blown up, shot at, and everything you can name up.
Thank you so much.
What the hell was I doing here? And I said,
so is this your first time at the parade?
Here's what I learned about the whole thing.
Okay.
I said, well, what am I fighting here for? I said, I'm a wife, a child, for the American day and the American people.
Yeah.
They appreciate it, and it makes me happy, be glad that I went through the battle, but then I'd be glad to do it again.
Thank you so much for your service, Jesse. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you. I can see today's making you emotional being here too.
Okay.
It means a lot to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Jesse. I really appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, Janae and Tim, we're going to find some more people along the parade route, so we're going to send things back out to you guys.
All right.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Now, Jesse said, Tim, 2 13-month tours in Vietnam.
He sure did.
2, not 1.
Not
2.
1, 2.
Oh my gosh.
Marines. He said Marines go in first.
Okay,
That's what he
and
said.
they do. Now, later on, we'll talk a little bit more about the Marines and my connection to Veterans Day. My dad is a retired Marine, so we'll talk a little bit about that later. But let's talk about Veterans Day itself.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of people confuse Veterans Day and Memorial Day, but they are two distinctly different commemorations. First off, we'll just say that, you know, Veterans Day originally started as Armistice Day on November 11th, 1919. So it goes back more than 100 years. So, you know, we're, or I'd say 100 years, but basically 100 years almost, give or take about 20 years or so. But it was first the anniversary of the end of World War I. And then in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower officially changed the name of the holiday from Armistice Day to Veterans Day.
Oh, I love that. And like you said, Tim, a lot of people confuse Memorial Day and Veterans Day, but Memorial Day actually remembers and honors military personnel who died in service to their country and those who died in battle or may have been wounded. So Veterans Day is to actually thank those who served in the military and is intended for those living and still serving us today.
Right. So certainly the day to say Happy Veterans Day.
Yes.
You know, Memorial Day, we tend to say Happy Memorial Day, but it is more of a somber occasion. But today, Happy Veterans Day, and you can salute and thank every veteran you see for their service. We have veterans on our crew, our veteran behind the camera, Mr. Norris. We thank you, sir, and many others who are watching. And speaking of honoring the groups that are coming down here to honor today, we have upwards of 50, near 60 groups that are coming down, various groups.
Closer to 60.
Closer to 60.
Closer to 60. We have groups from all over the city, ROTC programs, JROTC programs. We got marching bands. We have people from almost every single branch of the military, which is remarkable. Like, Baltimore is really showing up and showing out today.
Absolutely. You know, Baltimore's known for doing festivals very well. But when it comes to parades, the Mayor's Christmas Parade, you know, Veterans Day Parade, Baltimore shows up to support. Always do. And for something like this, you know, we have, Fort Meade right up the road. We're not far from D.C. We have, you know, NSA. We have so many different installations, and, you know, so this is a military town, you know, to its core. And a lot of folks do come out to show their support for those military families.
And a fun fact, every Veterans Day, Arlington National Cemetery holds their annual memorial service, and the cemetery is home to the graves of over 400,000 people who have served in the military. So they're recognizing everyone that has served, both then and now, and those who are with us and not with us to this day.
All right. And you've been taking a look at different locations along the route. We do have Stephanie, of course, up at the top, up at the Washington Monument. We do have another camera there that will be monitoring some of the groups as they're starting there, because they'll be starting there here momentarily. We'll have another crew, K2 and company, riding along with the group. And then we will have a camera here at the War Memorial Plaza for the wreath laying ceremony when it all culminates at the end.
Yes. So we have a long 2 hours.
We do.
So grab your grill, grab your snacks, grab your family, your aunties, your uncles, your cousins, your lawn chairs, and just sit down and enjoy us, because we're going to have a good time out here today. So it looks like the parade is going to start pretty soon. Tim, who are you looking forward to the most seeing in the parade?
I like to see the color guards and the honor guards, because they're always so sharp. They just come in there right there, the flags and the, you know, the salutes and the, you know, the.
Maybe they can show us a little something.
I'd like to see that. You know, we are also, what you're hearing now behind us, and there's one of the honor guards. We're right across from the viewing station, the official viewing station for the mayor. Of course, the mayor will be there with many dignitaries. They're already lining up. And we are going to be listening to them, and we're right here at the reviewing station as well. So we'll see them as they come by, and we will be getting our salutes as well as saluting them.
We will. We can't wait, and it looks like they're getting ready to start soon. You can see everyone getting ready to line up and to hit the routes or routes, however you choose to say it. There are hundreds of people lined up. I was here last year, Tim.
Yes.
And it seems like every year it continues to grow.
It
More
does.
and more people are out. And speaking of out, they're out and about, and it looks like the parade is on and popping.
All right, and we will have the Grand Marshal.
Yes.
Of course, we'll be talking to the Grand Marshal. You see the mayor this is Baltimore City Mayor Brandon M. Scott. So you see the mayor just walking by. He looked like he was in fatigues there. and the whole, you see a whole list of a whole group of council people and local city and state dignitaries are all there.
Yes. And it looks like we are bringing up our very own Stephanie Douglas, who is out there doing a good service to the city of Baltimore, talking to everyone watching the parade out there on the route. Stephanie, tell us what you're seeing. Tell us who you're meeting. We love and want to hear more of your stories.
Yes, well, good morning, Janae. You know, like I said, the parade just kicked off. Just take a look. This is more than 50 organizations that are walking in this 16th annual Veterans Day Parade. That's the mayor right there. So again, the parade just took off, and this is the beginning of it. And I was talking to some military families along the parade route. So I want to talk to Amy right here. Good morning, Amy. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
Good. I'm great. I'm really excited. You can see that I'm pumped up. This is my first time here. Is this your first time here?
No, we live in the neighborhood, so we try to come most years.
Okay, so tell me, you said you try to come most years. Why is it so important to come out?
Well, one thing that's important is that I'm a teacher and that several of my former students are in their high school ROTC bands or ROTC marching, so it's fun to see them.
And it's so amazing to see, them growing and, this is one day going to be them and also looking up to the other generation.
Definitely.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so this is Geneva. Hi, Geneva. Good morning.
Hi.
Okay, so tell me, what are you excited for?
Oh, I'm excited of seeing everybody in the parade.
And do you hear the marching bands behind us?
Yeah.
Isn't that so fun to hear? Oh my goodness. You're so cute, Geneva. Thank you so much for talking to us.
You're welcome.
Okay, perfect. All right, so today and Tim, we're going to find some more people along the parade route. It's such an exciting day. Just to look at this view from right here. Just take a look at all of the parade, what's going on. There's still a lot more to come down the hill. And before I send things back to the parade route, I also want to just give a shout out to my camera woman behind the camera because she's also a vet. So shout out to you, Judy. But for now, I'll send things back to you guys, Tim and Janae.
Yes.
All right, Stephanie,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do have a lot of veterans in our building and working behind the scenes, working hard behind the cameras.
Very hard, yes.
Absolutely. So, we're talking about Veterans Day. We're going to give you some little data that we have, the latest data from the United States Department of Veterans Affairs. Share this with you. The majority of veterans living in Maryland right now served during the Gulf War era and Vietnam.
Yep.
Now, the largest percentage of veterans in Maryland live in Anne Arundel and Prince George's counties, and Maryland ranks 19th, Janae, 19th in the country, in the total veteran population, with close to 350,000.
Wow.
That's a lot.
And
That's
for
a
our
lot.
neighbors and friends in Virginia, Virginia ranks number 5 with around 685,000 veterans.
That's a lot of veterans.
Maryland, Virginia, this is a place filled with veterans. And it's pretty amazing. Now, I want to talk a little bit about those that are in the parade now this year. We saw the Baltimore City Motorcycle Unit. They were formed in 1914 with 5 Indian twin-cylinder motorcycles. Do you ride, Tim?
No, I do not, but I have family
Oh.
members who do. How about you?
No,
You're
not
a
at all.
Harley
Not
lady?
Yet. Not yet.
Got you.
But the unit has been in continuous operation and is now more than 100 years old. So local people in the parade, of course, lots. And then it's really amazing. Baltimore Police Department's mounted unit is also in the parade as well. They started in 1888, and it's one of the oldest continuous operated mountain units in the country.
Wow,
I had
and
no
that's
idea.
impressive. That's
That is very
impressive.
impressive.
The horses always so strong. They come. I love the pomp and
Yeah.
circumstance. The honor guard, the horses.
Yes.
You don't mess with those horses.
No, you
No.
don't.
They say don't ever try to pet one of the horses. They are
Good.
not pets.
Yes.
They are officers.
Yes,
They have rank.
Are.
They
They're
actually
serving
rank.
too.
They
are.
certainly are.
And their main responsibilities used to be enforcing 6 miles per hour speed limits for horse and drawn carriages.
That's right. Now we're looking at Douglas there. That is the mighty Douglas Ducks from mighty Douglas High School. That is the Douglas High School. You can see the orange and the blue.
Love it.
They are the marching Douglas Ducks. And of course, Frederick Douglass High School. Prominent Douglas alumni include Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, The band leader, Cab Calloway, of course, big band fame and Baltimore fame. Juanita Jackson Mitchell, of course, you know the Mitchell name. The Mitchell Courthouse is named after that legacy. And then the first black woman to practice in law in Maryland was Juanita Jackson Mitchell.
So much history from that one place. Can you imagine the history that's walking in the parade right
now?
No,
it is a lot. It's a lot. The stories they can tell.
The stories they can tell. I can't wait till they come past us right here because I'm ready to move and groove to the band.
Oh, you want to dance?
Look, I do. Veterans Day is a day to dance and, of course, to celebrate our men and women who are serving. And it's always a reason to just continue to recognize them. I know General Larry Ellis, who's the Grand Marshal of the parade, he spoke a lot about that in his interview. And to always remember to thank someone in the military. If you see them wearing a hat or a shirt, it's always important just to thank them and remember everything that they have done for our country. It's truly remarkable, Tim.
It certainly is. And what I've learned also, too, is that many of the veterans don't mind sharing the story of their colors.
Yes.
You know, each award, each color, each medallion, each medal tells a story.
Yeah.
So they don't mind sharing with you what they have done.
Yeah. So we, of course, have to head back out to our friend Stephanie Douglas, who is out on the route today. She is out with the people. Stephanie, who do you have for us? Tell us what you're seeing. Oh, I hear the music.
Yeah, there's the music.
Oh, is that the Ravens? The marching. Oh, I love that. Stephanie, over to you.
It's a lot of pride out here. Okay. It's a lot of pride out here, a lot of patriotism. And again, here we have some more people along celebrating today. Tell us what your name is.
My name is Ron Cox.
Hi, Ron. So tell us a little bit about what you're out here for today.
I'm out here to celebrate Veterans Day. My brother fought in the Vietnam War back in the 60s, so I'm out here to scream out, thank you so much.
For their service, what does today mean for you?
It means celebration of everyone who fought in the war, around the war, and about the war, and lost their lives for us. Thank you for your services.
Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's go on over here because we have another person out here. I saw you dancing earlier. Who's this?
Hey, the music's great.
Yeah, I love it. I love the excitement going on. What's your name?
My name is Phil.
Phil, tell us about what you're here for today. Do you have someone in the military, know someone? I mean, tell us a little bit.
Well, my grandfather was in the military, but it's a very noble, venerable institution. A lot of respect and a lot of trust for the military in the United States of America. So I hope it stays that way.
They go through so much. Is this your first time out here, or this time celebrating?
I think this might be our first time at the Veterans Day Parade in Baltimore, and it's a lovely event.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Phil. Okay, so we're still talking with people. This is the Johns Hopkins band that is coming along with us right now.
I watch you every day.
And this is band coming out here. We're going to send things back to you guys inside the top of the parade.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. Lots of noise. Happy noise.
Of people, and a lot of people proud to be related and to have family that has served in the military, Tim.
Absolutely.
It's truly an honor. And I have to introduce our friend that's with us today with the festivities. Today, Veterans Day Parade is going to be ending with a wreath laying ceremony as the festivities and the parade continue on.
That's right. So the wreath laying ceremony will be over at War Memorial Plaza, just across from City Hall. That whole plaza there that takes you over to the War Memorial Building. So we are joined by the chair of the War Memorial Commission. This is James F. Wade Sr. Thank you so much, Wade, for being with us. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So tell us, War Memorial, this is a building that anybody going back and forth from downtown, they get on 83, they go past it. Lots of folks don't realize that building is historic. It has a legacy of its own.
Yes, it does. And the War Memorial Building has honored all veterans, Maryland, since 1925. It serves as a place of tribute and remembrance to all our Maryland veterans, no matter their religion, no matter their race or gender. And we can't fully repay the gratitude and what they provided for us serving this country during the times of need. And today we're going to celebrate the rededication of the War Memorial Building.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Are you yourself a veteran?
Yes, I am. United States Army.
No,
22 years.
All right. Congratulations on being here. Well, in the position you're in, but thank you for your service. Yeah, because you're still able to give back as the chair of that commission.
Oh, yes, I am. That and plus other things as well. In 2021, 2022, I was the department commander for the entire VFW in the state of Maryland.
Wow.
Wonderful.
And so other different activities that I'm involved, but I'm always staying engaged with taking care of our veterans and their families.
Wow.
And that's an honor that I, want to continue on doing, and I wish others would do as well.
I know a lot of people want to know, why did you all decide to rededicate the memorial? Why did you guys decide to rededicate it?
Well, the rededication is, we did it 50 years ago.
50.
And so today is another way of showing, honoring those individuals who have served our country, and also dedicating the ceremony today and as a memorial to all of the mariners who served in combat and gave their lives in combat for their service that they served for protecting our country.
Okay. And 50 years ago, it's time. It's due. Everybody should have another party after 50 years.
Well, this is not the right type of party, but it's just a remembrance
Right.
of those who sacrificed, made the ultimate sacrifice for this country, so we can sit here and enjoy days like today.
Yes, we can.
We all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't be. So tell us more about the ceremony itself. How is that going to work? What can people expect?
Well, the rededication ceremony, we'll put the War Memorial Building, at the War Memorial Building at 101 North Gay Street. And it'll include the history and the significance of the War Memorial Building with the closing remarks from our prestigious mayor, Brandon Scott, followed by a moment of silence and unveiling of the rededication plaque.
Wow.
So, how big is this? To have someone as our mayor coming out and showing support to the veterans. That is a big
and
thing
speaking
for
of
us.
support, there's also resources for veterans. Tell us about that, because I know people at home want to know more about that as well if they want to come out.
Oh, yes. Thank you. It's sponsored by Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield. And what that involves is we're going to be hosting job opportunities, mental health.
The rededication right there. You said the resource fair following?
Yes. Yes, exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. The actual sponsors for that would be Care First by Blue Cross Blue Shield. And then also we're going to be looking at job opportunities, mental health resources, health care, housing assistance, as well as other entities that help benefit our veterans.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for sharing that
you.
information with us. Thank you again for your service, and we appreciate it. We will be over there with you during the ceremony, and we thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank you so much, and appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well,
all right.
Our very own Stephanie Douglas is actually out there on the parade route. She has more people out there. They are waving their flags. They are thanking our veterans. What do you got for us, Stephanie?
Well, I'm finding some more people that we're celebrating today. This is Anthony. He's a Baltimore resident and in the U.S. Army. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Anthony.
Yeah, my name's Anthony. I'm in medical school right now, so I'm a little bit in between my military service, but upon graduation, I'll go back and I'll be a military physician, which I'm super excited for.
Thank you so much for your service. Why did you tell us a little bit about why you chose to join?
Yeah, so I always knew I wanted to go into medical school, and I thought there was no better way or something more honorable than to care for those who are serving and defending the United States of America. I think it's a really rewarding field, and I think the sacrifice all these young men and women are making means that they should have just the same health care and just access as everyone else.
Tell us what it means, today, just seeing the show of support, the many men and women that wear the uniform and serve. What does it mean seeing this here right in Baltimore City, feeling seen, feeling heard?
I think it means the absolute world, and I think it's even better that you're seeing all these JROTC and ROTC students, the next generation of leadership in the United States military. And I think the fact that the city of Baltimore put this on just speaks volumes to them as a city.
Thank you so much, Anthony. I appreciate you. Okay, so we're going to hop on over here because these women have been here and they're also celebrating along. Tell me what today means for you. Why are you out here? Miss May, you got an accent.
I'm part of a third party. And so it's a beautiful event to pass out flyers because it's very hard for third parties to get any information out there. Working Class Party 2026.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, we're going to give you another live look at the parade route. It wasn't that bad. It was like that.
All right. Well, we're going from Stephanie up at the top of the parade route down here now near the viewing station, and we're now getting a look at the very beginning of the parade. This is the Baltimore City Honor Guard, the motorcycle
The
squad.
motorcycle unit,
That's
we were
right.
talking about this a little earlier. They were formed in 1914 with 5 Indian twin cylinder motorcycles, and the unit has been on and popping for more than 100 years. You can hear the engines roar, baby.
There they are.
Look at them. Oh gosh, I wish you guys could hear it from home. You can literally feel the ground shaking, but it is absolutely remarkable. And behind them, if not coming right now, is the Baltimore City's mounted unit, and then the Baltimore City Department Honor Guard.
That's right. And behind them, Baltimore City Police Department mounted unit.
Yes.
The mounted unit is coming down as well. Now, the mounted unit started in 1888, I should say, 1888, and it is one of the oldest, as you mentioned earlier, Janae, one of the oldest continuously operated mounted units in the country.
Yes.
So that is always impressive. And here's the Honor Guard.
They are coming down. They are making their way down slowly but surely, but it's just remarkable seeing and hearing them make their way through these city streets right here. They are, like you said, very sharp.
Absolutely.
Very, very, very
Now,
sharp.
the City Honor Guard is followed by the City Fire Department Honor Guard. It was the police first, and now the Fire Department Honor Guard. They're behind. And now this Honor Guard is Bugler Connor Wright of Buglers Across America. The group has more than 3,000 buglers when they're at full strength. That's a lot. 3,000 buglers.
That's a lot. And
Yes.
volunteers across the U.S. and overseas honor veterans by playing taps at their funerals. So their job is, that's amazing. That's
Right.
truly, truly,
And here's
truly amazing.
the lead banner, the lead parade banner is right behind us.
Yes.
There they are. You see those just over, I guess, kind of between us. There they are, right
Yes.
between us here.
And they are handing out flags. I need to get a flag. I don't know if someone could get us a flag, too. We need to get a flag some way, somehow. And then right after them, though, is Mayor Brandon Scott's banner as well. Hopefully he can hop on up here and join us, too, because this is truly an amazing event. We have everyone out here. Wave, everybody. Okay, no, I guess not. They can only see us. Either way,
Yeah.
you can see Reginald F. Lewis High School there on your screen as well. The Falcon Battalion right there holding their flags, looking very sharp. And again, it's a beautiful day. And
I know.
can imagine walking on the route, how hot it is too, Tim.
Absolutely. Now, I drifted away from you there for a minute, Janae, because I turned into a kid. I started looking at the parade. I just got all caught up in the parade, and the mayor's right here. And Mr. Mayor, how are you? Yeah, he's shaking hands with our crew. Everyone's in such good spirits. It really, you know, there are arguments that it's hard to find things sometimes to smile about.
Yes,
The world's a complicated place.
Yes.
But this is a time when folks can come out. Everybody here is in a kind of a combined spirit of celebration, of honor. Everyone's smiling. They're here to celebrate the veterans and to salute them, and that always brings an uplifting spirit.
It does, it does. And they're just talked about the Veterans Commission. Now they're dedicated to providing assistance to veterans who live in Baltimore, as well as former and current city employees. They also work with the mayor, who we just saw, the city council, and veterans groups on policies and programs. So it goes beyond the front lines. It goes to advocacy and taking care of the veterans inside and out.
All right, and there is the Grand Marshal.
Yes, our Grand Marshal.
If you've been watching WJZ all week, and if you want to go over to WJZ.com, you will see a story that Janae did with the Grand Marshal. Grand Marshal is retired Army General Larry Ellis. His driver is Army veteran Karan Henson. So they just went on by in a big old impressive Humvee.
Yeah, and let me tell you, General Ellis has a very impressive career, Tim. Let me tell you, he is a native, of course, and he graduated from the national treasure, Morgan State University.
Okay.
You can see pictures there of him on your screen.
He's a bear.
He is a bear, yes. He served over 35 years in the U.S. Army, rising to 4-star general, making him the first African-American 4-star general from an HBCU. He's commanded troops worldwide, including in Vietnam, Bosnia, South Korea, and all across Europe, Tim. He oversaw so many different things at the Pentagon, including during 9/11. So from top to bottom, let me tell you, General Ellis is impressive. I also had a chance to meet his wife, Jean, who they met at Morgan. So that's his sweetheart.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep, that's his sweetheart. It's super sweet. So
that is a man who got the assignment and understood the assignment.
He understood. He went above the assignment.
Sure did.
And there's so much going on. The parade just keeps going and going. We see.
Now, this is DGS now. This is Department of General Services. You see all these big vehicles now behind us. DGS, these are some of the city's employees who keep Baltimore running smoothly. Yes, they do. And they are bringing some of these, just kind of a demonstration, a show of the city's fleet support and their force, really. And Baltimore running smoothly behind these vehicles that help with the big rigs and the machines and the streets and just they do it all. They do it all.
They do everything.
All public buildings.
You hear that, Tim? I hear the roaring of the drums. I hear the roaring of the drums coming up soon. We are hearing the Frederick Douglass High School, the mighty marching ducks. You can hear it, you can feel it. It is really exciting. You can also see some of those a part of the band, those dancing, those cheering, everybody a part of it, which is really, really exciting. I know it takes them a lot of time to prepare for an event like this because, getting kids in shape takes time.
Yeah, we, know that they've been practicing all week for this, if not longer.
Yes.
It's exciting for them to be here to take part in celebrating the veterans, and they certainly have been living up to that. Now, we also have, we're seeing Honor Guard here, trying to see exactly who we have there.
Yes. But I also want us to introduce, we are joined by another special guest. We have Keyshawn with the Veterans Commission of Baltimore City with us here. Good morning or good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How about
good afternoon?
Good afternoon. You know what? We can make that a T-shirt.
All right now.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you all for inviting me.
Absolutely. Yes. So, Keyshawn, let's hear a little bit about your story. I see you're in fatigues. Are you yourself a veteran?
I am a retired Army veteran. I retired in 2014 from the United States Army.
Okay.
My last job was a live audio engineer for the United States Army and Band in Europe, Band and Chorus.
That's wow. Congratulations
Thank you so much.
on all of that success, and thank you again for your service as well, sir.
Thank you for your support.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Thank you for being here with us. So tell us about the Veterans Commission of Baltimore City. What do you guys do?
So the Veterans Commission of Baltimore City has now been reenacted so that we could facilitate some well-being for veterans. It's been a few years that the commission was inactivated, but recently we've done some listening sessions, we've done some conversations about transitioning out of the military to help some families out.
Yeah. I know that transition is always not easy.
Absolutely.
So for someone who's looking to get in touch with you guys about that transition, how do they get in touch with you? Do they just show up to an office? Do they call a number? What do they do?
Okay, so we are a part of the Office of Equity and Civil Rights for the City of Baltimore City. So if you get in contact with the OECR, then you can just tell them you want to reach out to the Veterans Commission, and then we'll be online. We are currently developing our communications portions just because we are so fairly recently inactivated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Keyshawn. I warned you guys, you can hear the rumble and tumbling of the drums, because that's Frederick Douglass, the mighty ducks behind us. Thank you so much, Keyshawn, for joining us. Any words that you have for all the veterans that are watching for us right now?
Yes, for all of the Vietnam veterans, I would like to say welcome home. Because I know you all didn't get a proper welcome. For OIF and OEF, welcome home as well. For all the veterans, thank you for your service. And for all the civilians, thank you for your support. I appreciate you all greatly.
That's wonderful. Look, I do have one more question for you, just real quick. If you come out with one particular skill set and you think, well, I don't know how to use that here, do you do as much to find someone for that skill set, or do you train them for other things that they may not have any idea they can do.
Yeah, well, the reality is when you transition from the military and you take your uniform off, the mission doesn't end. It just changes uniforms and changes neighborhoods. So it's easy to transition those skills, but sometimes there's a little bit of difficulty realizing what those skills translate to in the civilian sector. But systems thinking, right, leads to complexity in the thinking, and that can lead to better civic infrastructure if veterans are involved.
Got you. All right.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Keyshawn. I'm having a hard time focusing because Frederick Douglass is sitting here tearing it up. They are having and doing such a great time. There are dozens of bands out here just enjoying.
Thank you so much.
Everyone in the crowd. Now, Frederick Douglass is having a good time.
Yeah, Douglas is, I'm telling you, they're doing their thing.
Away.
Thank you all so much. I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly. All right. Thank you. You all look incredible as well. Appreciate you all, sir. Thank you for what you do, sir.
So not only are the mighty marching Dubs out here, the Frederick Douglass High School JROTC is marching with them. They have so many different alumni that have graduated from Frederick Douglass. A historical school with history. Students in the making, those who will make history.
They look so sharp.
They do.
I mean, I'm just as impressed with the young ladies who are holding down the beat in the front, to the drummers who are just keeping everything in time, to the tuba player who is doing all these steps with that 50-pound piece of iron on his shoulder. Yeah. They're doing their thing.
They are doing their thing. Do you play an instrument? Have you ever played an instrument?
I do play instruments, but nothing in a marching capacity. I'm more sitting down. I might plunk at a key or so, but it's not going to do that. I'm not doing that.
I love this. I love this. So we have a lot of other organizations in the parade, including the APG Federal Credit Union and Downtown Partnership of Baltimore.
Okay. Wow. We were talking about the parade route. We do have a crew that's riding along the parade route. Want to mention, they are still, even though we're getting some of the lead units here at the viewing station, they are still starting at the Washington Monument in Mount Vernon. So they're still up there. That's where our Stephanie Douglas has been. But let's give you an idea of where they're going. The parade kicks off at the Washington Monument right there in Mount Vernon. It is traveling then south down to Charles Street. It's then taking a hard left. It's making a left turn on Baltimore Street. And then it's coming on down Gay Street. Yep. And we're here, of course, at Baltimore, pretty much really at Holiday and Baltimore and Commerce Street, right here along the historic block.
Stage. You can see the map right there. You can just follow along. So it's basically like a little L or a backwards J.
It is. It certainly is. And then they'll be moving on past us and going up Gay Street and ultimately ending at War Memorial Plaza, which is where we know the wreath-laying ceremony will be.
Yes, and the rededication ceremony we were talking with James about earlier, how they will be rededicating it to all veterans. And I think I hear that infamous sound that we all know so well.
Oh, my goodness.
I love it. I love it. But as you can see, everyone's just making their way down here. It started at the Washington Monument. They're making their way down Baltimore Street. They're just crossing over Holiday Street here at the reviewing stage. The energy is high. People are smiling. People brought out their lawn chairs. They're just sitting here enjoying the parade.
I know, you know certain songs. Yeah. When you heard the the 12 Nation Army, and now you hear fight, 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 you know the marching Ravens are here.
Yep.
So that's what's here. Of course, our Ravens will be in Minnesota tomorrow, taking on the Vikings. That'll be its own fight, fight, fight. But the band is here with us right now, and that is wonderful. That is something. Okay, ready? Oh, they didn't do it. They faked us out. Okay, they'll do it in a minute.
We'll try it again.
Yeah.
We'll try it again.
We got fight, fight, fight. There we go. Okay, they faked us out one. We didn't make their rehearsal.
We didn't make the rehearsal. We'll try again next year. We'll try again next year. Oh, man.
So along the parade route, you see we have a camera along the parade route. That is our photographer, K2, and he's riding along. And, the city really looks good.
Yes.
With the sunshine,
Yes.
the temperatures are near 70 degrees. The colors for these honor guard and color guard is popping, as you said, off and popping in the colors. It is just really a phenomenal day for a parade through Baltimore.
It is. And the organization, the smiles, the energy is just exactly what it needs to be for our veterans. They have sacrificed so much, including their families, so there's no better way to celebrate them than with this parade. Now, Tim, I do want us to talk a little bit more about who's on the route. We talked about some of the other ROTC programs, some of the bands. We know Carver, their Blue Knights Battalion Army ROTC is somewhere along this route. I'm hoping they come past here pretty soon if
Absolutely.
they haven't done so already.
Well, we're seeing different veterans groups now marching on through. We're seeing some of the ROT groups now coming on by. And behind us, this is the Hopkins Band coming up behind us. Let's talk about the Hopkins Band here just for a second.
Yes.
Hopkins Band is coming through. They're donning their light blue, the traditional Hopkins colors. And let's see, Johns Hopkins, along with the JHU cheer team, is who's coming through now. And they're also followed by the Maryland Transit Administration. But this is the Hopkins cheer team and the Hopkins pep band.
Man. Oh, you can't miss them. That blue is phenomenal. Wow. And to march and to play and to focus and play on the right notes takes a lot of talent. That is absolutely phenomenal. And to balance those big instruments.
You know, it's interesting. Some people, Janae, can't walk and chew chewing gum at the same time. They are walking, marching, fingers going, in step. They're all in step. Not one of them has missed a beat.
Not at all. Haven't missed a beat at all. As you just said, Tim, the Maryland Transit Administration is coming down soon as well. Yes, right here, right on time, right on cue, rolling right past us. They help get so many Baltimoreans and Marylanders across the city. They can take you from point A to point B, and they get you there on time.
Absolutely. So it says, the bus says, MDOT MTA salutes those who serve. And that bus is decorated with military personnel saluting from the side. So I want to get on that bus. I want to see where that one goes.
Maybe they can get us a ride. We'll see after the show.
I hear you.
And I don't know if you guys at home can hear, but the students chanting is the Mother Mary Lange Catholic School Cheer Squad and Band.
All right.
With the pom-poms.
And the Mother Mary Lang, that is a wonderful squad, all the young ladies there, and they are cheering. And now this is Operation Support. This is, let's see, Janae, this is Project PLAYS, Inc. Now, PLAYS stands for People Lacking Ample Shelter and Employment. Okay, so it's PLASE, Inc. And Project PLAYS, Inc., they provide temporary housing, permanent housing, and supportive services to homeless adults and families, and of course, veterans among them.
Yes, so that is a vital resource that's right here in our city, in our area. So it's only appropriate for them to be here and to let people know that they are here as a resource and a way and a place that people can go to get the services that they need.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is the Massanutten Military Academy.
Yes.
And they are in from Woodstock, Virginia. Woodstock, Virginia. That's the Massanutten Military Academy.
How far is Woodstock?
You know, I don't know.
I don't know either. Someone let us know.
We'll have to find that out.
Yeah, we'll have to find
but
that
I know
out.
that they are a good distance away, and they are they educate middle and high school cadets in grades 8 through 12.
Wow.
So it just speaks, though, that this is a regional parade because they're coming in from Virginia. We've seen some through all up and down the Maryland highways and Western Maryland.
Yes.
What we have here now is the Montfort Point Marine Association. Montfort Point. All right.
Chapter 17. Chapter 17.
Chapter 17,
yes,
Montfort
Chapter
Point.
17.
You're right about that.
I love that. Wow. I love that. That's a nice ride.
Yeah, Montfort Point is riding with a convertible Thunderbird.
That's a nice convertible.
With the veterans driving the Thunderbird. Now, that veteran is doing it in style.
Doing it in style. I absolutely love that. Again, everyone, we are here at the intersection of Baltimore and Holiday Street, and the crowds have just continued to grow. People are smiling, seeing familiar faces, and in the parade themselves, whether it be a family, an auntie, an uncle, a cousin. Did you see a cousin in the parade, Tim?
I'm
Not
sure
yet.
there are lots of cousins out there somewhere.
Lots of cousins in the parade.
Being in from this area, I'm sure there's some cousins.
Yeah.
Here's the mounted unit. There, my guys, those horses. I'm fascinated. I turned into a little kid when I see those horses. I really do.
Yes. And they are huge.
They are
If you've
huge.
never had a chance to see one in person, just know they're at least twice your size.
Yeah. And I misspoke, actually. That is a mounted unit, but that's the Buffalo Soldiers. That wasn't the police mounted unit. That's the Buffalo Soldiers. The uniforms are unmistakable, and that is the Buffalo Soldiers. So, yes, they are here as well. There is a local chapter of the Buffalo Soldiers. We have friends in the media there. We have a friend, a photographer. Manny is one who's been there many, many years, and he's a friend of WJZ. So, salute to them as well.
Yes, and they were actually chartered in 1996 with the objective to keep the legacy of alive of African Americans who served in the U.S. Army.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, so thank
Buffalo
you guys.
Soldiers.
Thank you guys for your
Disabled veterans moving through now. That's the commander. The disabled veterans. All right. Who are we looking at here? City College.
We're not going to talk about that beat today.
City
they just
College.
Had their homecoming. We just had their homecoming last weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Game played against Poly at Morgan State University.
Yes,
and I had a chance to do a feature, again, another story that you will see on WJZ.com with the Marching Knights preparing for today's event. And they are strong. They're about 50 deep here.
Yes. And they've been around since the late 1940s and have evolved through the years, now taking on the style and flair of an HBCU marching band. And when I tell you, they have that flair. Oh, man.
Absolutely.
Haven't missed a beat whatsoever.
Now, they're in front of the viewing station, the station now just kind of finishing up in front of the reviewing station, I should say. But now right behind the Marching Ducks is the Patterson High School Marching Band. So these marching bands are one right behind the other, and they are, I think they have a little bit of a little bit of a swagger to them all, but I think there might be a little bit of a competition between the marching bands. I mean, they can see each other, they can hear each other, and they can step for each other.
They can.
They're doing their thing.
That is true. They are really showing one band, one sound.
They
really are. I believe there was another story we did this week. Denise Koch did a story with Patterson High, their band as well. So if you guys want to see and watch that story and learn a little bit more about them, head on over to WJZ.com. Phenomenal story, phenomenal talent. There's a lot of different amazing stories that we got to feature leading up to this day as well. Of course, we do want to remind you guys there are a lot of road closures, so if you plan on heading somewhere downtown, be mindful because, again, we're here at Baltimore Street and Holiday Street. A lot going on.
That's right. If you are trying to get to 83 from downtown, you have to avoid Gay Street no matter what. If you're trying to get back and forth north to south, you have to avoid Charles Street, very simply. And if you're trying to go east-west, well, stay away from Holiday, stay away from Fayette, all of those streets. Basically, you're seeing the map right there. But Charles Street, Baltimore Street, Gay Street, anything around City Hall, anything around the block, the historic block, anything around 83 on this side down toward War Memorial Plaza, stay clear of probably till about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, this also includes the Washington Monument because
Yes.
that's where it all started. So there are still people out there probably still catching parts of the parade as well.
Absolutely. We don't know if Stephanie is still up there with people leaving. I would imagine the last units are probably finished and on the way down. But we are riding along the route now, so we want to show you who else is coming. Let's see. This is Baltimore Polytechnic Institute. You see they had to put a few units between Poly and City after that football game last week.
It kind of feels like the battle of the bands, Tim. I mean, every band has been top tier. It's been one after the other after the other. And I have to say, I'm a little biased. I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to be, but my dad is an alum of Poly, I got to say. So we're going to take a quick look at the parade route right now so you guys can see all the fun and action we're seeing.
That's right. Well, we have been looking at the sights and sounds along the parade route here for the 2025 Baltimore Veterans Day Parade here in downtown Baltimore. Again, I'm Tim Williams along with
Janae Reese.
and we are joined, happily joined to say, by Commander Tim Caution.
Yes.
Tim Caution, Commander, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
You are a veteran,
Yes, I am.
and we wanted to just say thank you for your service. Tell us a little about your story.
Well, my story is lengthy, but I'm going to make it short. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I served in the United States Marine Corps. I'm a Poly graduate.
Okay.
Yeah, Baltimore Polytechnic, hoorah. I'm a Marine, hoorah. And also, I'm a veteran volunteer at the Lock Raven VA Hospital. So, just a little bit, I'm married.
Okay.
Married for 46 years to a lovely
Awesome.
wife.
Goals.
I have 2 lovely children.
We have to thank her for her service.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She's been my sweetheart ever since high school.
Wow.
Wonderful.
So, but I'm here to celebrate Veterans Day because it's an honor to serve the many veterans. We can go back to our early wars as far as World War I and World War II, Korea and Vietnam, and where we lost millions and millions of casualties to those wars. I had the liberty to serve in Vietnam, where we lost 58,000 individuals. The military, for me, has really, my parents, I'm from a family of 14.
14.
Wow.
14.
And my parents developed me to a degree, but the military molded and shaped me. And I recommend military service to a young black man. And let me say why. It gave me the opportunity to come out of my backyard and travel all over the world. I had the opportunity to I traveled to 6 continents.
Wow.
With the military.
In my tour of duty in the military.
Okay.
I met so many people, and my eyes was open, and it materialized me to the degree where when I was honorably discharged, I was ready to serve.
Okay.
My city, I've been living in Baltimore all my life.
Well,
Mr. Tim, thank you so much for your service and sharing a bit of your story with us. We're running out of time, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
Really
having me.
appreciate- Of course.
A pleasure.
Anytime.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We're going to head on over to Stephanie Douglas, who is joined by a special guest. Stephanie, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, Mayor Brandon Scott, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. I know today's a special day and one that means it's something very special to you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, listen, we have to celebrate all of our veterans, people that fought for our freedoms. For me, it is very personal. As I am the older brother of a U.S. Navy vet who was on a destroyer for 6 years, I'm the nephew of Army vets, the cousin of Army and Navy vets, and folks in my family. My grandfather served in World War II. A long line of people who fought for their country. But to be out here today, celebrating all of these veterans, seeing our young people in ROTC, the folks who will soon be veterans, what better time to do it, especially right now, when so much is happening to our vets with their health care, with food, all of those things, just to let them know that they're loved and supported.
Yeah, so I also saw you, in the parade route, marching and, with them. Tell us what it means each and every year, the show support that, come out here. What does it mean to you just to see this on the 16th annual parade?
It's just gratitude. Right? It's just show them how grateful that I am personally for their service, each and every one of them.
And a lot of city pride.
A lot of city pride, too, and trying to talk to as many veterans as I can along the way, make sure they have their flag, give them a hug, whatever they need, but it's really about gratitude for their service.
Yeah. Okay, so I know in just a little bit we're going to be having a live look at our station at the War Memorial Ceremony, but can you tell us a little bit of what's going to happen before that?
Well, yeah, we're also going to have, every year during the Veterans Parade, we have a Wreath at the Negro Soldiers Monument right here in front of City Hall. So we'll be partaking in that as well as we honor those who, for a long time, were not honored and forgotten about during Veterans Day and beyond. When you think about those folks that fought in World War II and came back home to a country that still had them in Jim Crow, like my grandfather, right? We're talking about of people that we have to honor.
Yeah, and Mayor Brandon Scott, I want to ask you this because I've been talking to some vets, and when they get out and after serving, they're going to be making that transition. So I just want to talk about who probably don't know, the resources that they may have and that we provide.
Yeah, listen, we are always open to hiring veterans here in the city of Baltimore. We love to do that in any way that we can. And then we know we have other organizations in Baltimore like McVets and others that work directly with our veterans. And we'll all have to step up. When the federal government doesn't do what they should do, we have to step up and do what we can.
Yeah, awesome. Is there anything that you want to tell some of our vets listening today, some of them who probably don't feel seen and don't feel heard? Is there something that the mayor wants to let them know?
Yes, that we love them, that we're thankful for them, that we see and that we hear them, and they'll always be appreciated for doing what they did, fighting for all of us to have the freedoms and to be able to live the lives that we live today.
Okay, perfect. And just as we wrap up, what time does this wreathing start?
It depends when the
fluid.
parade ends. Right, it's fluid. We have to get
Okay.
everybody in first, and then we'll go start. Then.
Okay, perfect. Well, Mayor Scott, thank you so much for interviewing with us, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Stephanie. Wonderful interview with the mayor. He does take this very personally. He's talked about that in his story there. And, of course, we are just down from City Hall here at the corner of Baltimore and Holiday Streets. The statue that he's talking about, the Negro Soldier statue, is right there. You can see it any day of the week. It's just in front of the courtyard on the cobblestone at City Hall. So if you ever happen to be coming by, it's one of those things that many native Baltimoreans don't see, maybe didn't know it was there. But if you happen to be going by City Hall, just stop over and look at it and maybe just take a moment to reflect.
Yeah, and just see and learn a little bit about it. And if you guys take a look at your screen, the wreath-laying ceremony is about to start soon. And they're actually rededicating the memorial over there to all veterans. We had a chance to learn a little bit about it earlier with our friend James, who helped really organize that entire thing. It kicks off in about an hour or so, I want to say. It looks like things are really moving along. The parade has trickled out a little bit. Everyone made their way through the street right here behind us, past the reviewing stage. You can still hear a couple of bands that are, making their way past us. They'll get here eventually, but really the most moving part today, Tim, I don't know about you, but it's been seeing the people.
Yeah, the people.
Seeing everyone stopping by, saying hello. We had the chance to talk to a lot of men and women who are currently serving and who are now retired, and just hearing their stories and just seeing how proud they are to serve and to have served this country.
They certainly are. And, we've been talking to several here, but when you watch them walk by, the veterans that have been in the parade and the salute they give each other, you feel the pride, you feel the strength. It is powerful. You really do feel it.
It's like an unspoken bond.
It does.
It's like
it's
like an unspoken bond that they all have amongst each other. I know myself, I said I was going to talk about this, but my dad recently retired about 2 or 3 years ago as a first sergeant from the United States Marine Corps. So for any members of the military, you see the picture there.
Yeah.
That's my dad, Howard Wreath. So being a part of a military family has really shaped me as a young woman, and it shaped me, my brother, and my sister. You see there, to develop discipline, to develop a strong work ethic, and just to see that here in the city that I was born come to life today is more than I could ever ask for, Tim.
Absolutely.
So
That's wonderful.
Thank you to my dad. Thank you to all of our military service members, men and women, as well as the families, because we feel you, we see you, and we thank you for your sacrifice as well.
Absolutely. Now, we are seeing the end of the actual parade here. And actually, I should ask you, your father, how do you greet your father? Do you call him sir? Do you call him dad? Do you call him officer, sir, dad?
He would love that. He would love that. But no, I call him dad, daddy, or pops.
I got you.
Yeah, so he would love that.
Well, thank you. All right, and behind us now, this is Citywide Gold Star Show Band. And there's some little tiny ones there, parade there. But we are going to go to Stephanie Douglas now. Stephanie is over there near the mayor and the wreath-laying ceremony. That's going to be happening here momentarily. Stephanie?
Yeah, Tim, good morning. So, we're just at the end of the parade route, and we're talking with retired U.S. Army General Larry Ellis, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Tell us how it felt to, just take today all in and also be the Grand Marshal. How did it feel to be back here?
It felt great, and it's absolutely an honor to be here with you in Baltimore and to represent our veterans.
Yeah, where it all started for your career, right?
It all started here in Baltimore at Morgan State University in ROTC.
Yeah. Very proud of that. I'm also Morgan alum.
Absolutely proud of it. And as I watch the young people out here today, it warms my heart. And what I would say about that is we have an all-voluntary force now. And when I first started, the force was conscripted, so you got drafted. But all these young people out here marching today, they are the future. And those are who will keep our military going. And so for each of them, I thank them, the ROTC units, the junior ROTC units, the young people, and all of the outpouring from the city of Baltimore. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. I want to get into some of your career highlights, but you mentioned that this warms your heart. How does this touch your heart? Is this your first time back being in the parade?
It is my first time, but I'm in Baltimore often because I'm on the board at Morgan State University. So I'm here often, but I haven't gotten to be out and see the people and the patriotism of the people in the city of Baltimore. The outpouring is just enormous. And there are a bunch of young people who many have never served, but they're wearing outfits and supporting our veterans.
With such pride.
Absolutely pride.
Yeah. I want to go over some notable career successes that you've had. So I just want to list it out really quick. For more than 35 years in the U.S. Army, you've held leadership roles in every position you can imagine, and you led the platoon as a lieutenant in the Vietnam by the end of 1969. And you also was the first African-American four-star general to have graduated from Morgan State University. So for those who don't know, can you tell us a little bit more of some of your career highlights?
Yes, so I graduated from Morgan State University in February of 1969.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. And at that time, everyone that graduated was going to Vietnam. The Vietnam War was in high speed. So from there, I left and went to Vietnam by December of 69. I was a platoon leader and a company commander in Vietnam, leading conscript soldiers. Those are soldiers that did not volunteer to be there. So it stresses the most leadership talent that you can bring forth to lead those young people. The force now is voluntary, and I often say it's hard to volunteer for something and then complain. So the forces that are out there now, they're there because they want to be there. And we as Americans and veterans, need to support and worship their service. Otherwise, we're not going to have a military.
I understand. Like we're saying, it's voluntary, but the commitment it's so powerful to take that on, and especially as long as you have.
Yes, and for young people today, we're not seeing necessarily the same commitment. And I'll give you some numbers, but only about 1% of our military serves. About 1%. And so when you do the math, we got about 340 million people in the country. So that means about 3.5 million veterans out there. Now, that's not a big number. And all of those, about 60% of those, come from families who have already served. They come from people that are associated with the military. And so we have to nurture that, or we are not going to have a military. And we have to have a military as a nation. So it's absolutely critical.
Thank you so much. Now, we're about to wrap up in just a little bit, and the War Memorial Ceremony is just about to start in a few. But before we go to that, just wanted to ask you, what is something that you would like to see in our future for our military?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What is something that you want to see for the future for our military?
I'd like to see more people volunteering. And I'd like to see that particularly for our young people. And if it's not the military, then volunteering for service in the community. And it does something to you as an individual as we develop our young people. And if it's not the military, then volunteer in the community. But service matters.
Well, I just want to thank you for your decades-long service, and thank you so much for interviewing with us.
Well, my pleasure, and my pleasure being back here in Baltimore.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very
Well, I'll
much.
send it back to you guys.
All right, Stephanie, thank you very much. You know, we are so thrilled that she got to talk to General, and you did a story there. Of course, you can see that story on WJZ.com. It does highlight the General's career. You'll see several stories there. We did them all through the week. Of course, we are a proud media sponsor of this event, but we've also had a vested interest in telling those stories.
Because those stories are the ones that matter. They're the stories that make up this parade here. And General Ellis, of course, he's local, Morgan State grad, the national treasure. So his story is really, really remarkable. And like he said in his interview with Stephanie just a few minutes ago, Tim, that service matters. Honoring our veterans matters. Their stories matter, and it's up to us to continue and to make sure that legacy continues.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well said. You know, we've been showing the camera there at War Memorial Plaza is where the wreath laying ceremony, where the ceremony will end, and there'll be a rededication there. But we also have been showing the camera right there with the soldiers. Oh, hey there. How are you?
This is live TV, y'all.
Thank you so much. Folks are thanking us for what we do, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir.
But of course, today is all about the veterans, and as you guys can see on your screen, in just a few minutes, the wreath laying ceremony is going to continue. And we've been talking about this rededication all morning, and that's going to be starting in just a little bit. And it's at a very well-known place right here, just down the street, right up the block.
War Memorial Plaza. Yep. You know, we were just showing, I was going to say, and then we had to speak to one of our viewers, which is wonderful. The ceremony is a centennial rededication ceremony after 100 years of that building being there. We talked to a gentleman here that is part of that ceremony, and he said basically they did it 50 years ago. But now it's time to do it again. This War Memorial Building, the ceremony happening officially at 2:45. It is going to also feature the Veterans Resource Fair following ceremony, and it's going to be there basically to help the veterans and talk to them about what maybe the city can do, some of the resources there that will help them maybe make transitions from the service and the armed forces to maybe civilian life, but using their gifts and their skills.
Exactly, because a lot of people don't know that going from being in the military to coming back to civilian life is a difficult transition for some. It's not easy, and that resource fair is there for those veterans who need that help, not only help getting and transitioning back into civilian life, but also mental health resources.
Absolutely, which is a big part of life. You know, we've been talking about the parade route, of course. We talked about how it started at the Washington Monument up in Mount Vernon, and then right on down to Baltimore Street, over toward Gay Street now and going up toward War Memorial Plaza. But the crews that have been out there, our crew has been out there showing you right along the parade route, and then the troops that have been out there, more than between 50 and 60 different groups, marching bands, ROTC groups. It's been phenomenal.
Yes, and you can see one of the groups there. Let me tell you, they are all ages. Now they dedicate themselves to teaching these students about not only dance, but music and the discipline that goes with it as well. They were putting on a show.
Yeah, they were.
They were putting on a show, Tim.
You know, and it does get bigger and better every year. This is the 16th annual, and it is I believe the 5th now for Mayor Brandon Scott, and he is committed to making this bigger and better every year. You know, the first year that we were a part of it, it was just a camera, and we were in the rain, and we stood there. Then, next thing you know, the parade got bigger. We had a stage. Now we're up on a platform. We're under the lights, viewing station that never happened before. It has gotten bigger every year.
And look, Mother Nature said, today will be a nice
She's saluting the vets.
Amen. Amen.
It is gorgeous.
So we're going to send it back to our very own Stephanie Douglas, who is talking with the people. Stephanie, also, thank you for your service today. Who else are you talking to?
Okay, so Janae, it's pretty loud out here, but yes, they are beating it down on the streets. But tell us a little bit about who we're seeing and right now, because you guys have the moves.
So we are the Citywide Gold Stars Marching Band. We are located in the Park Heights community. We are celebrating our 26th year. It is the year of the Gold Star. We are comprised of children from 3 years old. Our oldest member is 75 years old.
I see her in the front.
She is in the front twirling the baton. So yes, we are so excited to be here today celebrating Veterans Day.
Is this your first time?
No, this is actually our second time, but it's our first time with this particular group right here.
Oh, so, you said this is your second time. What was, why did you want to come back? I mean, the pride out here is just amazing, but I mean, what made you guys want to come back?
So we are an advocate for the community, and we love to celebrate everyone that has paved the way for us in all ways of services.
Yeah, thank you so much, really, guy. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Okay, perfect. We're going to send it back to you guys.
They ain't gonna bother us.
Stephanie, I'm so glad that you had a chance to talk with them because they were the ones that were putting on a show. Everyone put on a show, but just seeing the kids out there really dancing and moving and doing their thing is amazing. So
It is phenomenal.
I'm at a loss for words because it's just that remarkable.
We want to reiterate, to the meaning of this day. I mean, we're here. We've been talking about the good time and the vibe. The time that everyone's been had, just saluting each other, just telling old stories, sharing their stories with each other, including us, and we've appreciated that so much. We do want to talk about Veterans Day. Veterans Day is confused with Memorial Day many times, and Veterans Day is actually to thank and honor all of those who served in the military, and is largely intended to thank the living that have served and are still here with us, and we're thanking them for their service.
And Memorial Day is for those that are no longer with us. So just in case anyone asks, Memorial Day is for those who are no longer with us.
Right. So we typically say Happy Memorial Day, but it's really more of a somber occasion. We thank folks for their service on Memorial Day, but we can say Happy Veterans Day to all those veterans we see. The men and the women. Don't forget the women, because I've seen a lot of women out here in their with their uniforms on. A lady just went by. She waved. She had her hat. So absolutely. We want to mention too. Every Veterans Day, Arlington National Cemetery holds an annual memorial service. The cemetery is home to graves for over 400,000. Most of them served in the military, of course, and it's just all around the country. This is a day that the country really comes together for a unified cause.
And we want to clarify, today is not actually Veterans Day. Baltimore City's just so on top of it that we want to celebrate early, okay? Veterans Day is actually on Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, so I know a lot of you may have off work today, but today is the day that we're dedicating the celebration and the parade over the streets.
It's 11/11. So you always remember 11/11. That's the day. And we're happy because you and I spent the last few days talking to meteorologist Steve Sosna in the morning. And Steve said that Tuesday is actually an alert day for weather. And I'll put on my meteorology hat now. We're talking about cold temperatures, whipping wind, and even some flurries and some light snow out in far western Maryland, but there'll be some rain. So Tuesday, not the best day for a parade.
No, it's not going to be.
Not at all.
Not at all. And you said flurries. I felt the chill down my spine, even though it's 70 degrees out here today.
It is so nice.
I'm thankful and I'm going to be enjoying it as long as I can.
I know, absolutely. The city would do the parade on the actual day, but found out that there was they were more apt to have support on a weekend. So it is dedicated now to the weekend before the holiday.
Yes. And again, we have men and women on our team here at WJZ that have served. Big shout out to Norris, Judy, and everyone on the WJZ team who did do and serve. It's really remarkable to see them today.
Absolutely, and every day.
The stories are remarkable too.
There's something to be said about how military translates into real life when it comes to work ethic. The photographers we have now, all of them are good and all of them are exceptional. But the work ethic behind some of the photographers. Our man behind the camera here, Norris, Judy. I mean, it is exceptional. I mean, they clearly have been molded into the people that they are with the help of the military, and it shows in everything that you see on the other side of this camera. All the work you see that's done so well. A lot of them have military service behind them.
And it goes back to that resource fair that's happening right after the rededication memorial ceremony that's happening in just a little bit. They're going to have a resource fair for veterans so they can reacclimate themselves to civilian life and also learn about all the resources that are right here around the corner from them, that are close to them, and that they can really utilize them in really make some things shake.
Right. And we do have some of those resources listed on WJZ.com. And while we have this picture up, right in the center of that picture, you see the foot, the legs, and kind of the waist down of the statue that is there. We talked about that. That is where the wreath laying ceremony takes place, and then the rededication of the War Memorial Building will be down the plaza. But let's talk about that statue there. That is the statue. It is the Black Soldiers Monument at the War Memorial Plaza in front of City Hall. Is just outside of City Hall, and that's where Mayor Brandon Scott will be speaking. But we want to talk to you about this because that Black Soldiers statue is a monument that was created by the artist James E. Lewis. Okay, it commemorates all black soldiers who died in service to their country between 1775 and 1975.
Wow, that is a huge gap. And if you didn't know, that statue is about 9 foot. It's really tall, and it stands at the intersection facing north on Calvert Street and at Lexington Avenue. The statue was moved to its position to the War Memorial Plaza in 2007. I didn't know it went from one place to the other.
I did not either. Yeah, and even to know about that statue, we're not shy about reading specifically about the notes. We want to make sure we get it right. That is not something that Baltimoreans just have committed to memory. Many folks don't even know that statue is there. So if you happen to be down this way, if you happen to be going to City Hall or maybe just driving by, maybe you could pull over. Maybe it's a selfie option, or an opportunity to go over and take a picture with it.
And take the kids. The kids deserve to learn about that history, to know that it was moved in 2007 to this location, but that it's not just a statue. It's a statue that represents so much history, especially for those here in Baltimore. And you guys can see in the picture you just saw that there are hundreds of people out here. Now, Tim, last year I was doing what Stephanie did.
Okay.
Right? And it seems like every year that we've been here and you've done this, you've seen how much it's grown.
Right.
And you can see how many people are dedicated to making sure our veterans know that they are loved and that they are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a lot of people along the parade route. There were hundreds along the parade route, not to mention the hundreds that were actually marching. But they're all down here now, all gathered just outside of City Hall. Now, if you were not able to get down here for that, but you are in need of maybe some of those services, again, 2:45 is when that resource fair starts over at War Memorial Plaza. So it'll happen after the after the rededication ceremony, but then the resource fair follows, and it will be at 2:45. I imagine it will go maybe for a few hours. There was no real specific time frame on it, but probably a few hours. So you can still come down and just be mindful of the street closures, and you can get over there and take part.
Yep, and you can take part and learn about all the different resources. Like I said, here in Baltimore, there's so many different organizations that are here that want to help you. You can see it here. You saw it earlier throughout the parade that they are here. They want to help. And again, as you guys can see on your screen, the wreath laying ceremony is getting ready to start. Everyone's just trying to get themselves in place.
Yeah. Now, we want to mention, too, the timing, of course, the ceremony that's happening now. The parade is wrapping up, but there are street closures that you still have to be mindful of through the rest of this afternoon until the early evening because a lot of downtown, especially around City Hall, en route between the Inner Harbor, maybe anywhere down President Street, up toward Gay Street and 83, over back toward the Washington Monument and Mount Vernon. That's closed.
It's all closed. It's shut down. Y'all saw why. The talent, the people marching in the parade, yes, it's all cleared out. It won't reopen until about 2:30 this afternoon. These are this Charles Street, Baltimore Street, all of that is shut down and will be shut down until about 2:30 this afternoon. I would even give yourself an hour extra just in case if you do plan to come downtown and just see all the things, the monuments and the memorial and the statue that we were just talking about.
Absolutely. Because on top of everything else, this is an absolutely extraordinary day. It is beautiful out here. We're in the shade right here at the corner of Baltimore and Holiday Street, and we're comfortable. I mean, it is comfortable. It's almost 70 degrees. Yeah. The sun was.
I have to be honest.
We were. We were sweating. We were sweating just a little bit. So you do see everybody gathering here. Mayor Brandon Scott there, of course, officiating the wreath laying ceremony. We'll be taking you there, and we'll be listening in here in just a few seconds or so. I want to mention that all the stories that we've done up until today are going to be featured on WJZ.com. They'll be over there along with the list of resources that we've been talking about. Just look for all these stories on our website.
Yeah, so tell me about your story, Tim, because you did a story, I did a story.
Yes.
I know our very own Casey Baylor did a story, Denise Koch did a story. Tell us about yours.
My story was the City College marching knights.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they were getting ready. We saw them go by. You know, there were about 50 strong here, and the band leader said that he wanted to maybe encourage them to learn about some some military music, some official music that they may not know about, but also to add a little hip hop to it, so to kind of keep them interested and keep them. No, excuse me, to keep them involved. So I'm all excited. I'm just saying it and spraying it.
Saying it and spraying it. It's all right. Speaking of spraying it, Stephanie has been spraying it all over, talking with people.
Nicely done.
Learning all about them, and she has someone with her right now. Stephanie, tell us who you got. Take it away.
Yes. Good morning, Janae, or good afternoon, I should say. You know, it's been a long day, but I have Dominic here with us. It's his very first time at the Veterans Day Parade. Tell us a little bit about what today means to you. But before you do, tell us a little bit about what branch you served in, a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I'm Dominic Davis. I'm a United States Navy veteran, served in Iraq War in 2003.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you were telling me it's your first time at the Veterans Day Parade.
Yes, it's my first time at the Veterans Day Parade. I'm happy, you know, just to be here and just see and pay honor to all our veterans that serve and fought for this country.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. What did today mean to you, just seeing how much support there was out here?
It's amazing just to see the community come together and the streets that we walk on and we march on, just to know that our veterans fought for this, just for us to have this opportunity to do this today.
Thank you so much, Dominic. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And thanks for interviewing with us.
You're more than welcome. Thank you
All right,
so much.
perfect.
And we're also a veteran-owned business as well in Baltimore.
Okay.
We're located on Charles Street, different regard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some resources that veterans can go to.
Resources veterans can go to will be va.org and gain a lot of information you need for, you know, whether it's for benefits or all that good stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dominic. All right, Tim and Janae, we'll send things back to you.
Yeah, and we can hear taps playing right now behind you, Stephanie. We really appreciate you and all the resources and people there. We want to take you guys to the wreath laying ceremony right now. You can see it is underway. The salute, the hearts, their minds are all there.
All right, let's listen in.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we gather in solemn solitude to honor the brave men and women who have stepped up to serve our nation, as well as those families of those uniformed, including Gold Star families who lost loved ones in the line of duty. At the Black Soldiers Monument, we are reminded of the powerful legacy of African American soldiers, individuals who fought for a freedom that they were often denied, and who served with unmatched dignity and resilience. These service members answered the call not only to defend our country, but also to push our nation closer to its promise of equality and justice. Their sacrifices helped shape the freedoms we enjoy today and laid the foundation for generations to come to continue the march towards progress. As we place this wreath, we pause to honor their strength, their perseverance, and the hope they carried for a better future. Let their memory guide us as we continue working to improve a city and a country where opportunity, fairness, and unity are more than just ideals, but lived realities. To our veterans who are present today, and to those who we lift in remembrance, we offer our deepest sense of gratitude and thanks to each and every one of you. Your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment to this nation will never be forgotten and will forever be honored. Today, we stand together in respect, reflection, and gratitude to you. And I'm pleased to be joined today not only by our Congressman Mfume, but also by Councilman Zach Blanchard and Councilwoman Odette Ramos. We have a very special guest that I'll introduce later, but now I'll turn the microphone over to Congressman Mfume. Mr. Congressman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to be deliberately redundant with respect to some of the things that the mayor has said, because sometimes it's good to say things over and over and over again. Particularly, thank you. Thank you to all the men and women who chose to wear the uniform and to defend the rights that we take for granted sometimes. Thank you for the families of those who are no longer here, whose memories you keep in your bosom and in your breath. Thank you for all of the children who have come out today to understand why remembrances are so very important. And thank you to the Gold Star mothers and everyone else that put so much into making sure we not only remember, but that we say thank you every time we get. You know, Veterans Day started out as Armistice Day long ago, when in the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, what many thought was the war to end all wars had come to an end. And it evolved over the years and has become Veterans Day, a chance and an opportunity for us to honor all of those who have served and all of those who are serving. So God bless all of you. On behalf of a grateful nation, I and so many others say thank you for your service. We are going to be hearing shortly, as the mayor said, from someone who will be properly introduced. I just want to say that when you can have a 4-star general in your midst who has served, led, and strengthened this nation, it is indeed a good day. So thank you all for being here today. Mr. Mayor, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Congressman. I should let you do that because there's nothing else to be said. You know, we had a special guest today for the Grand Marshal of Baltimore's Veteran Day Parade, a 4-star general, a man that has served our country with dignity and respect and with honor, and who lives that each and every day now. Let's give a big round of applause to our Grand Marshal, but also America's General, General Ellis. Sir, could you please come to the microphone?
Thank you, Mayor. The mayor asked me to make some brief comments here today, and I first want to start by thanking Baltimore for honoring me as your Grand Marshal. So some notes about Veterans Day. Each year, Veterans Day serves this very special occasion, and Baltimore has really turned out for that. And you saw it in spades as I rode through Baltimore. As Congressman Mfume mentioned, in 1954, Congress officially named Veterans Day a national holiday. While Memorial Day, which we celebrate each May, is for those who've sacrificed and laid down their lives for our country. But Veterans Day is for those veterans and those who are alive and that are here and that have served and that are serving now. So this day is dedicated and honored to those who have served. Generations of patriots devoted themselves to defending our country and making us stronger as a nation. It is essential that we as a nation never overlook or forget the service of those who sacrificed. Every Veterans Day, we pay tribute to courageous men and women who've served and stepped forward for our country. But today, less than 1%, listen to me, less than 1% of Americans bear the responsibility of national defense. And just over 7% of all living veterans have served in uniform. It's not a big number, less than 7%. So for those veterans who've joined the ranks of our military since the start of the all-voluntary force, and I'm speaking here to you, you deserve a special recognition for being here. You made a choice to come and serve this nation. And I'm talking about those from World War II, Vietnam, Korea, and now the Gulf War. So that total population is 18 to 20 million Americans total. That's it. And the World War II veterans are disappearing in fast numbers. They're all in the mid and late 90s. So then came Vietnam, which is draftees, and as many of you I've spoken to here today are out there. But now comes the young generation, those who served in the Middle East for the past 20 years. That is the largest group of veterans that we have. So I thank you for your service because you stepped up and served. Now, and I say that because when I started, we had a draft. There were conscripts, and you didn't have a choice. And a letter was sent to your local draft board on behalf of your president of the.
Wow.
That's no longer true. So for those of you who are really stepping up and serving, I appreciate it and thank you. As I travel around the country, and particularly in airports, I hear the words, "Thank you for your service." I hear it often, and it's spoken to service members in uniform. And it grabs my attention because even when I hear that, it affects me personally, but I feel a sense of pride because I too am a veteran. But it reminds me when I hear that to just stand a little stiffer, walk a little taller, and proud to have served this nation as we did when we heard taps here from every one of you. I hope that you too feel uplifted and proud of knowing that your service to America is deeply appreciated. And I saw that in spades today as we walked through the streets. To our ROTC cadets of all branches and the students who put on the uniform today and walked in the parade. It didn't go unnoticed. And that is awfully important to us because it shows a propensity to serve. It says these are young people that are going to step up in this all-voluntary force and be willing to serve. So for each of you, I know it took a lot of effort to get ready to get out there and march in the parade today. Thank you. You represent the all-voluntary force. You represent what America stands for, and you're bridging the gap between the conscripts and the all-voluntary force. I keep calling the all-voluntary force an experiment. That means we don't know what the outcome may be from that experiment. And we did 20 years of this in the Middle East, but we don't know. And so it's still an experiment, and so we need volunteers for the service. So for each of you, thank you for your service. Throughout the history, American veterans have kept the nation free. It's been you. And you continue to serve in countless ways after you return home. And that's awfully important because after they've served, they come back to our communities and they contribute in many, many ways to the community. And you can tell. In fact, one of the persons that spoke with me today says, I can tell the military because they're on time. They made a statement. So today we stand in deep, deep thanks to our veterans. And those are the things you carry forth in the community, and you make our community stronger. So, again, thank you for inviting me today. And to our veterans on this Veterans Day in November of 2025, I thank you for your service and your sacrifice. God bless you all.
Thank you, General. Thank you, General. As we begin to close today, I feel like we have to know, we know that there are veterans here today, but we want to know who's here today. So, and all my Army veterans that are here today, raise your hands and let's give them a big make some noise. All right. All right. All my Marine Corps veterans that are here today. All right. Do we have any Air Force veterans here today? All right. What about the U.S. Navy? All right. All right. All right. Now, I got it. I got it, y'all. Do we have any U.S. Coast Guard veterans here today? Now, don't laugh when I say this. Are there any Space Force veterans here today? We got to make sure. It could be somebody in the room. We got to make sure. Not yet. Yeah, in a few years. In a few years. Well, thank you all for joining us, and just make sure that we are uplifting and supporting our veterans, not just today, but every day. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, on behalf of all the veterans and their families in the city of Baltimore, I want to thank Mayor Brandon Scott for continuing the legacy of paying tribute to our veterans. I also want to bring to your attention General Larry Ellis. Now, most folks will say he was the first four-star out of Morgan, but General Larry Ellis is out of Macy Lane High School in Cambridge, an old segregated school, and then he came to Morgan and HBCU, and then rose to the top of the United States military. And I saw Mrs. Ellis somewhere. Mrs. Ellis, where you at? Hey, there she is back there. Raise your hand. Hey, still looking like we were in college. All right. And now I'm going to ask the Gold Star mothers to come up and come on up. This is our national chaplain, K.T. Tyler. He will give the prayers, closing prayers and benediction. But I want our Gold Star mothers to be standing here with us because both of them lost some fine young people in this war overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan. He was in Afghanistan. So, ladies and gentlemen, after the prayer, we will then proceed for the rededication ceremony at the War Memorial Building. As many of you know, this building, as of April this year, was 100 years old. But we're doing the celebration today, the rededication celebration today. And so, without further ado, I'm going to give you our national chaplain for the National Association for Black Veterans to begin to close out.
Okay, let's bow. Men uncover, please. Heavenly Father, we gather today to honor and give thanks to those veterans who have served and still serving. Bless them for their courage, sacrifice, and service to our nation. Give them peace, strength, and comfort. May we honor the legacy and all that they do. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, my brothers and sisters, dismiss.
All right, you just heard the ceremony for the wreath laying here at just outside of City Hall, right there at War Memorial. And you heard Mayor Brandon Scott, you heard Congressman Kwesi Mfume, other dignitaries, including retired General Larry Ellis. And we're just moved and honored to be able to be part of this from this vantage point. We've been watching so much of the celebration, the honor of the veterans all day long here for the 16th annual parade. And it's just been a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's been a remarkable day seeing not only our servicemen and women, but their families and their loved ones here showing their support.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're waiting now. We're standing by. You've heard taps. You've heard the pomp and circumstance behind the bagpipes, the honor guards. But we're waiting now for the actual wreath laying, and we'll show you that here in just a second. So we're just kind of watching the crowd. They're all greeting each other. Lots of these folks have been along the parade route, but now they're finally seeing each other for the first time, and they're getting together. And really, there's Councilwoman Odette Ramos. So there are lots of folks here, lots of dignitaries and local
Yeah, and just so you guys don't, if you didn't know or hear already, but General Ellis is a 4-star general. That is remarkable just to be in his presence and not only to meet him, but his wife and his daughter, who also served in the military. I believe she did more than 3 decades of service in the military as well, just to meet the entire family and to see the service they not only had for their country, but for each other. It's truly remarkable, Tim. He's a Morgan State University alum, graduated, and then his journey took him to South Korea, all across Europe for multiple terms. He's worked in the Pentagon, and he was there serving the country, really coordinating efforts during the September 11th attacks. You can see he met former President Clinton, his wife, his entire family, and his life has just really been all about service. He was the Grand Marshal of the parade today, Tim. So
Absolutely.
just learning about him, having the opportunity and the honor to share his story and to see him coming back to Maryland to do all of this is amazing.
It certainly is. And as you said, his family legacy continues with his daughter. And he was here. He's still giving back. You
Yes.
see how decorated he is, and
Yes.
he's still giving back.
Yeah.
You're probably only 1 or 2 degrees of separation from someone in a family or a close friend who has served in the military. You're 1 degree of separation away. And your father, actually, we tried to lure him over here. He is a veteran. He's here, but he's over there taking part in
amongst the people.
Yeah, he's among the people. He
So
certainly is.
My dad retired about 3 years ago for 29 years of service in the Marine Corps. So he's been all over the world, Japan, Africa, including graduations with our family. So it's just really been amazing, to see him serve. I was there when he retired. And he's actually walking up right now, so I'm trying to stretch this out because he's walking up right now. But he's really set the example, not only for me, but for other young Marines. You guys have heard a lot of the Marines and the military members today talk about building up that next generation and entirely and really building them up and being the example and setting the standard for everyone that's there. So it's been really, really awesome just to see this and to see him here today. 29 years, that's my entire life, Tim.
I would venture to say that in all the missions he had and all the service he served, that one of the hardest things he had to do was raise that daughter he has. I wouldn't doubt that. What do you call your dad?
Dad.
Well,
Mr. Wreath.
Mr. Officer Dad Reese, come here, sir.
on.
Come here. Come over here,
Daddy,
please.
yeah, come on.
I'm going to put this over here, sir. You sit right here. You sit right there. Right
Oh,
here.
Lord, this
You
is
sit
live
right there.
TV, y'all.
It is an honor to meet you. Oh, my, you put this on. It is an honor to meet you, sir. Thank you. We'll bring that down a little bit. But,
Yes, we are getting the microphone on. Here you
It
go.
is an honor to meet you, sir.
It's nice to
How
meet
are
you.
you?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
This is Janae's father. And what is your retired rank?
First Sergeant E8.
First Sergeant
Yes.
E.H. Reese.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You are
I was
welcome.
saying that
Pleasure.
probably raising Janae might have been the hardest
Yeah.
thing you did. Does that rank right up there?
That ranks right up there. That ranks right up there.
So, Daddy, just to see everyone out here in Baltimore, you graduated from Poly. Baltimore is home. So just to see everyone out here today, really celebrating our veterans, how does it make you feel to see this moment happen right here?
It is really, it does something because, a lot of, service members are out there, putting their lives on the line. There's a lot of sacrifices that is made by a lot of service members, time away from family, as you can, as you've experienced, a lot of missed birthdays, anniversaries, school plays, games, so it's a lot of sacrifice, for a lot of service members. And to see this, it just really, kind of lets them know that, what they're doing is not in vain and it's not forgotten.
Yeah.
So that is just really something to a lot of the service members, and I know it means a lot to them. when they come home and see it, especially this time of the year.
Yeah. So just so you know, I appreciate you. I love you. You know, every single letter that we've written, every single bad picture we drew, you still have.
Still have them.
And we understand your sacrifice along with the thousands of others who are still making the sacrifices and those who did pay the ultimate sacrifice. And I'm glad that you're still here with us and you're still here serving as my dad. So we're going to transfer over the head mic back to Tim.
Yeah.
However we did this is live television, guys. This was not planned at all. So yeah, it's truly been remarkable to see all of this. So when we say we feel you guys, we absolutely feel you. Thank you, Daddy. Love you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much.
All right, as Tim makes his transition back into his seat, we're just going to continue talking about this parade because the wreath laying ceremony just wrapped up.
Absolutely. And I know now who to call whenever you act up. So
Don't say that.
I'm choked up. So we've been watching the wreath. You see the wreath is right there at the statue, statue for Black soldiers. It's the Baltimore Black Soldier statue. It's the monument there just outside of City Hall. And folks are milling around now, and I think they're going to be now making their way over to War Memorial Plaza, where the rededication ceremony of the building will actually take place.
Yeah, and we learned all about that from our friend James earlier. This has been a years-long process. It's something that they have been working really hard on. And this is not the first time they rededicated all of this. They did it 50 years ago. So for them to do it again and rededicate it to all veterans is really a moving moment, not only just for those service members that are there, but for our service members who are no longer with us. So we can't wait to see it all happen. This has been a fun day, Tim.
It has been a fun day. You know, we are going to say, you know, we'll be running this again on CBS News Baltimore.
Yes.
You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see the stories that we've done through the week on the Grand Marshal, on some of the marching bands, and those will be on WJZ.com, along with resources, some that are being offered by veterans agencies across the city and the state.
Yes.
We'll have those listed on WJZ.com as well.
Yes, of course. All right, you can see the wreath there with the American flag colors. You can see the ribbon across it. You can see people going up to take pictures of it as well, because this is a really moving moment for so many people. And Tim, it's about that time.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, we've had a great time out here for the occasion. You know, appropriately so. It is a day that you honor the living. Yes. Memorial Day is a day to honor all who have served and maybe given the ultimate sacrifice. But today is a day to celebrate the living, and we certainly thank all of the veterans for what they have done. And we thank you so much for joining us here on this, our hosting of the 16th City Veterans Day Parade.
Yes, our first time hosting.
Our first time together. It's
Hopefully
been wonderful.
It won't be the last.
Hopefully it won't be the last. Absolutely. But we thank you so much, everyone. Go and salute a veteran if you see one. Thank them for their service.
Yes.
And we thank you for watching. I'm Tim Williams.
And I'm Janae Wreath. To all of our veterans then and now, we thank you. And thank you all at home for watching. Have a great one.
Thank you for joining us for this special presentation on CBS News Baltimore.